Ugh, man, when is Twilight gonna post another video?
I know, I miss her animatics and stuff. I hope she comes back with something new.
Twilight, you're back!
Have you got a video?
Yeah.
Is it an animatic?
Yeah, is it?
No. I'm actually going to be talking about these little guys.
Oh, that's
That's cool too, I
I
guess.
guess.
Hello everyone, Twilight here, and today I'm going to be talking about my OCs. Yeah, woo, cool, it's cool. Yeah, that's that's pretty much it. So let's jump into the video. Oh, and if you like the content that you see here, make sure to like and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when a new video comes out. Enjoy! Alright, so for those who don't know who my OCs are, let me introduce them. My first group of OCs are Queen's Cross, an 80s hair metal glam rock inspired group. They consist of Eric Dunn, Dylan Stream, Roberto Stan, and Christian Germ. My second group of OCs are Edge, a new wave goth rock inspired group. They consist of Santos Jovi, Yumiko Lee Jones, and Kenny Hayes. Now that you know who they are, let's get through the questions that you, the viewers, asked over on Instagram. Well, for starters, the boys are brothers, adopted, but brothers nonetheless. Their parents, Stevie and Jared Winkle, adopted the boys when they were 4. As they were growing up, they met new friends such as Kenny, Santos, and Yumiko, who all shared similar interests: music. I'm so excited to answer this question because I planned on what each and every one of them we're going to listen to the first time I drew them, alright? So, Christian listens to bands such as Bon Jovi, Lovejoy, Bucktick, Gorillaz, Fozzy, Foxy Venus, Queen, etc. Bob listens to bands such as The Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, Los Temerarios, Selena, David Bowie, Eagles, and Luis Miguel, etc. Dylan listens to bands such as AC/DC, James Marriott, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Nate Wants to Bano, etc. Eric listens to bands such as Metallica, The Jimi Hendrix Experience, Orange and Lemons, Aerosmith, and Four of Spades, etc. Kenny listens to bands such as Stevie Wonder, The Cure, Fugees, Joy Division, Matt Desmond, and The Cardigans. Yumiko listens to bands such as Malice Miser, Bucktick, Linkin Park, Sid, System of a Down, ACME, Baby Metal, etc. Santos listens to bands such as Ghost, Manan, The Deceits, MCR, Agent Sidegrinder, etc. Phew, that was a lot, but worth it. Now, this is going to be a bit of a stretch, but hear me out. So, I'd like to imagine that during the 60s, right when the whole Beatle mania was starting to happen, alright? There was a group of British guys who wanted to market off the success of British music becoming mainstream, you know? So they had decided to move to the middle of nowhere in the US to maybe set up some sort of tourist trap town where it's like a tiny version of like Britain, where like tourists can come over and like spend their money on like bootleg Beatles merch or like the Animals merch or like, I don't know. So kind of like Grunkle Stan from like Gravity Falls, where he has like a tourist trap. It's like it's kind of like that, except it's just an entire town that looks like a little London, I guess. But after a couple of years, these British guys were like,
You know what? I think that we can bring our wives and our grandmas and our mums and our entire family over.
and so they did, and which like kind of grew the population, and so it after a while just becomes like a town you would see like in Britain, just in the US, you know? So eventually, a couple of years pass, and Stevie and Jared move to this town. For whatever reason, I don't know, they're newly married, they're like,
You know what? Let's just move to this new town.
right? Because their aunt, Cheryl, said it was really nice and they should move over here. I don't know. Whatever brought them to this town, they move here, and they're like, you know what? Let's adopt 4 toddlers, and so they do. Which, now thinking about this, Is this just the town that the Aftons are from? Just British people in the middle of Utah? I guess it's canon that the boy at some point went to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Alrighty, next question. Christian? This one's for you. Someone asks, do you get compared to Germa a lot? Anywho, this takes us to our next question. Although Christian looks similar to Germa, it was never intentional. However, his inspirations when I was like first coming up with Christian was like Bon Jovi, Chris Jericho, Atsushi Sakurai, the lead singer from Bucktick, and Phil's a Minecraft. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Moving on. Bob was inspired by John Oates. Dylan was inspired off Dave Mustaine and Eddie Munson. Eric was inspired by James Hetfield. Kenny was inspired by Lenny Kravitz. Yumiko was like a mix of Phase 6 Noodle, but if she was like goth. Santos was based off Robert Smith, even though he ended up looking like Bob Dylan. And Stevie and Jared were based off if Morticia was with Damon Albarn, you know, like that kind of vibe. I knew this question was gonna appear sometime. So, me answering this question may or may not break some hearts. So, get ready, get prepared, because I'm about to reveal who is single and who's not. Welcome. Alright, let's get into this. Santos is single. Dylan is single. Bob is single. Eric is single. Okay, we got those out of the way. Alright? Now, you may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Christian, Yumiko, or Kenny. And that's because they are not single. Christian and Yumiko are in a happy relationship, alright? They're happy with each other. They both obsess over Bucktick. Kenny is actually married. Yeah, that's right. He's married to a character who I haven't introduced yet. Which I feel like I should have introduced her earlier. Because she's the manager for both Queen's Cross and Ed. She's the manager, the one that gets them the gigs and who does merch and stuff and whatever managers do. Her name's Marks, and they've been married for who knows how long. I don't know. I haven't come up with a year, but yeah. There you go. So I don't know if I broke some hearts or made people happy. I don't know. Well, I've always thought the concept of like fictional bands making music was cool, like Alvin and the Chipmunks, Hatsune Miku, Gorillaz, Gem and the Holograms, and as well as like me exploring new genres of music, you know? Because in the past year, I've started collecting a lot of records and CDs and cassettes and just learning and like hearing new different genres of music, and it's really fun. And as well as like specifically with like glam rock, hair metal, and like goth, like the genres of music I really like. That they're really just unique and they're cool, as well as like the fashion that goes with them. It's amazing. And you know, as an artist, I get inspired by that. So I was like, what if I wanted to just draw them like in like 80s big hair, the flashy like jackets, and like for the goths, like the hair, the makeup, the outfits. It's just all it's all really cool. So I wanted to draw that out. And speaking of drawing them out, why don't I take you on this magical journey of sharing the original sketches of like well, sketches, concept art, whatever you want to call it, of Queen's Cross and Edge. So, live action Twilight, take it away.
Thank you, not live action Twilight. So here's the original sketch for them. There's Christian. His hair was very different. I think he had like a missing tooth originally. There's Bob. He didn't have his mullet yet, and the mustache it's somewhat there. Here's Dylan. And there's Eric. Obviously, after you're done sketching, right, you gotta figure out the color scheme. So, here's me starting to figure out the sketches. Christian had green hair originally. And he had like a pearl necklace and then the necklace, but it was blue. And then I realized, Christian looks like the character I have, Hanato. We can't have that. We can't have characters that look alike. So then, move on from that to this. This is when I figured out their color schemes. He does now, except he had brown eyes and not wavy hair. The mullet is here. He hasn't changed. Like, I really liked the whole hair dye, so like his roots showing, and I really like that, so I just kept it. And then Eric's just Eric. I just really didn't like this shirt. I didn't really like coloring this. So, yeah. So then I started sketching the boys out a bit more. Here they are. And here were their heights originally. Christian was 6 foot, Bob was 5'8", 5'6", 5'9", I think it says, yeah. So pretty much these three, style-wise, are like the same. You know? Like glam rock, kind of hair metal vibe, 70s vibe, this. And then Eric took me long to figure out what the vibe was gonna be for him. So obviously, the wavy hair. Also, he didn't have a crooked nose. I forgot about that. His nose was just normal. But then I really liked the crooked nose, so I was like, we gotta add it for it. We gotta add it, okay? So then the wavy hair starts. Yeah, here's Bob's thin nose. Rick Allen was his reference. His wavy hair is starting to pop up. Did he have earrings? I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. I didn't do much with Dylan because I already really liked his design. So not much change. Just made his hair more messier. And then this is when I figured out Eric's style. And so here they are. They were little original sketches for them. The boys in high school as kids. Here they are again. Look at them. So silly, so funny. How they might look like for a tour poster. Sketches of Christian and Eric. So then you must be asking yourself, okay, Twilight, those are Queen's Cross, but where's Edge? We love Edge. Where is it? I'll tell you. Here is the first sketch of Kenny, childhood friend of Queen's Cross, and that was gonna be it. He was just gonna be a friend, and that was it. After working on more of that, I was like, you know what? I really like Kenny. I don't want his design to go to waste for him to just be the childhood friend. No. So I decided, what if Kenny has his own band? And it's like a goth rock, new wave kind of band. So that's what I did. We moved that over here. And we have this. They were originally going to be called Edge Rats. But I just like Edge more. So there's Kenny. There's Yumiko. And there's Santos. Nothing has changed except Who are these two over here? Well, these were gonna be the other members. So it was gonna be, you know, Kenny as a singer, Yumiko's the guitarist, Santos as the bassist, and then we're gonna have Lars as a drummer. This character named Lars, and then Michael as the piano man. I'm trying to remember why these two aren't in the band. I guess they aren't. And another thing for Yumiko, this wasn't her original design. Let me show you. This was Yumiko's original design. So she and Christian, when they were like in middle school. So then Yumiko was just gonna be a one-off character, and then, you know, I was like, oh, Kenny should have his own band, and I was like, what if we took Yumiko and then made her be the guitarist in the band? So yeah, I'd still like to think she'd look like this, like when she's not all glammed up in her goth attire. This is like what she wears, with the glasses and like the messy hair and like whatever. That's basically it. Here, back to you. Back to me, not live action me.
I'd like to imagine that they are in their late 20s, early 30s. I haven't decided the specific ages, but I do know that the oldest out of the both groups combined, the oldest will be Dylan, and the youngest will be Eric. So, yeah. Thank you so much, so much for 200 subscribers. It is like, it's so crazy to think that almost 2 years ago, I was working on like the Carl animation, and I was wondering, if I post it, will anyone ever watch it? And a lot of you did. And like, here we are, 200 subscribers later, and more than one person is like they like my videos. More than one person likes my videos, and I cannot thank you enough. And if I do, I will sound like a broken record, but I really mean it. And hey, we're getting closer to getting the silver play button, which is very cool. Well, 99,800 away, but it's gonna take a while to get there. And in the meantime, we can just focus on achieving 300 subscribers, because if we can make it to 200, 300 is like a baby number, alright? And hey, if you have any ideas for the milestones for 300, like another one of these commentary videos or a collab, I don't know, whatever ideas you have, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.